So, welcome to another video that I'm going to use the word ramble in the title because it's really just vlogging, and I really don't expect as many people to watch these videos as actually do watch them. I think maybe people are using me as the soundtrack for their video gaming or something, because I'm not really all that entertaining when I do these rambles. But they help me to get back in the swing of things for making videos when I've had a slump. So I keep on getting ambushed on Skype, and it's normally the same characters that do it to me all the time. You know who you are, people that are ambushing me on Skype. I prefer for people to send me a message that says busy ? Before you start calling me. I have no idea who just popped up on my Skype right there, but I'm not answering it right now. This is my ramble video, and it's going to last a fucking long time, and you're going to just fucking be prioritized. And maybe in the description, when I'm uploading this video, I'll tell you all who it was that tried to Skype me and ambush me. Anyways, so I haven't been making videos as much as I have in the past. My output has been a little bit less. And for the last 2 days, it's been... I felt like being more of a consumer, like watching all of the videos in my backlog rather than making a video. Sometimes you feel like making them, and sometimes you feel like watching them. So, yeah. I can't say I didn't make a video in the last 2 days, because I did make one. It was for the In God We Rust campaign, but then I saw a video from Ichiro, the inventor of the In God We Rust campaign, and he said that he was going to reset the count for the In God We Rust campaign and how much money people had marked each year on like the 25th of April. And I was like, well fuck, I'm not going to post my video now. I'm going to wait till the 25th of April to get my money counted, because he lost count this year. So that's not the way he puts it in his video, but he lost count, you know. That's why everybody should just put in the title how much money they blaspheme with the In God We Rust campaign, like I do. That way all he has to do is like do a search on YouTube for, you know, amounts of money blasphemed in the In God We Rust campaign, and then he can just, you know, add them. Simple addition. But yeah, I did that video, and it's actually on my brother's phone, because we were on the road, and I took some money out of the ATM, and I was going to give him some and actually spend some money, and before I spent it, I wanted to mark it all, you know, and get it into video, because we're going for a high score here, you know. And I forgot my camera, so I told my brother to whip out his phone to put it on his phone, because he has a better camera in his phone, and he was the cameraman. So, what did I want to talk about? Yeah, the title of this video will be a whole bunch of things that I talk about in the video, and anyone who wants to know what order that they got talked about cannot count on the order in the title. It's just the order that I remembered the things that I talk about. I brought 3 things with me to talk about. 3 props. First one I want to talk about is the last semester that I had at the University of Wisconsin, I took on student debt. Now, every semester before that, I had paid it through tuition reimbursement from my job. But the last semester, I actually had to put myself through that last semester, and so I incurred some student debt, got a student loan. It's very small. In fact, I just paid a significant portion of it, and it will be gone pretty soon. But since getting that student loan, in 2.5 years, it's changed hands 5 times. Like the people who provide me the loan. Banks can sell your debt to other banks. And I don't think this is right, because I've had to track down my loan, you know. And this last company that had it, the fourth one, was actually Wells Fargo. And they had some great online services, you know, when you're looking at your loan, and you can do projections of how much interest you'll pay if you don't pay it off within this amount of time. I didn't want Wells Fargo. They were the fourth company to have my loan. If I were actually able to choose who gave me my loan, it would be a completely different story, because I have, in my family, this thing, it's kind of like family-wide boycotts of any institution that has wronged us. When I'm in Wisconsin, I'm not allowed to get gas at a PDQ gas station, because my sister was unjustly fired from a PDQ gas station when she was younger. So, you know, we have these boycotts. And Wells Fargo, I have personally a personal boycott against them, because I had someone who I allowed to deposit things into my savings account bounce Wells Fargo checks off of my savings account in another bank, and somehow twisted the authorization to deposit money into my account into bouncing checks off of my account from their other account. And this is the company that let it happen. Also my other bank, but I got rid of them. So, this being the fourth one, I'm now on to the fifth. I just want to read you this letter that they sent me right before selling me down the river to this other bank. It begins, "Thank you for choosing Wells Fargo Educational Financial Services as your student loan provider. Wells Fargo has chosen Affiliated Computer Services, ACS, Education Services, a national loan servicing company, to service your federal student loans beginning April 9th, 2011. You will also receive a welcome letter from ACS sharing information about their servicing for your federal student loan." What really bugs me about this beginning paragraph is where they say Wells Fargo has chosen Affiliated Computer Services. They choose for me who I'm going to have to deal with later, because they can just sell my debt to anyone. I think I should have a say in this. You know, if I have a debt with someone, I don't think that they should be able to sell it to another bank. You know, I should be dealing with this first bank that I had, you know, when I first started paying on my student loan. But now I'm on to the fifth, and they can just move these things around, you know, at their own whim. And all they have to do to notify me is send me a letter. They don't have to say, "Hey, are you okay with this? If we give you $20 off this week or this month, will you be okay with this?" There's no incentive for me for losing the Wells Fargo sign-in, you know, where I could use their website to look up all those things. Now this other company, I have to check and see what kind of things they have on their website, but it's probably going to be crappy. I've never heard of this company's name before, so yeah. That's that. It kind of fucking bugs me. Next thing I wanted to talk about was Doctor Who. Saturday and Sunday on BBC America. And in other ways for those of you fellow hacktivists who don't watch their things on cable or satellite. But anyway, Saturday and Sunday are the first episodes of the 6th series of the rebooted Doctor Who. And anybody who wants to see me reviewing Doctor Who can go to the Whovians USA channel and check that out. I post every Wednesday, and I was particularly proud of my video just 2 weeks ago called The Daleks Strike, and then before that 3 weeks ago, Cake versus the Cybermen. Both of those videos I was happy with. And I think that shows what I bring to the Whovians USA. And it's a great way to get out of the rut of just doing videos for this channel and for this cause that this channel is about. You know, everyone has to have their own diversions. At this point in the video, I'm just going to say the name Aldous Valor, but I'm going to bring him up a little bit later. But I just wanted to say his name here, in case he's like skimming through this video and going, where the fuck did he talk about me? Phantom Lion, one of the people who ambushes me on Skype. Everybody be nice to Phantom Lion. Go send him some happy thoughts. Go comment on his channel, because he's going through a lot of tough shit. And, yeah. He's been on my mind a bit. Oh, crap. I just remembered something. I wanted to show you guys my, my new musical instrument. I will be right back. I'm not going to turn the camera off. Just going to go get it. How rude of me was that? Okay. So, the story of this musical instrument is that I have a friend who is in the U.S. Army, used to be in the Marine Corps. He left the Marine Corps to join the Army because he couldn't get stationed in a active war zone, and that was the whole point of him joining the Marines. And he got stationed in Japan, and he hated it because he was watching, you know, other people go to the front lines, and he somehow couldn't get stationed there. So he decided to leave the Marines and join an active National Guard unit because he knew that they were about to deploy. And he knew where they were going. And he switched to active duty Army that way. And basically, he had to join the National Guard in order to get to the front lines to begin with. Isn't that messed up? Like, the people who are the weekend warriors get sent to the front lines you know, more reliably than, you know, people who want to go to the front lines who've been active duty in the Marines. So anyway, he's a bit unique as far as people go. He's one of those people that joined the armed forces right after the September 11th attacks. His name is Anthony, or Sergeant McGee now. But I sent him a care package to Afghanistan. And when he got it, he was very happy because I put a lot of spices in the care package, like Tony Chachere's, pepper, cumin, anise, and, you know, lemon pepper, and everything that will make your food taste better, you know, that the chow hall might not have. And he's kind of a picky eater, and he likes to spice up his food a lot. So I sent him, you know, all this different stuff in a care package with some candy and some other stuff. And he sent me back a few musical instruments. Well, one of them is this right here. It's called a tro. This is an Afghani tro. Now, the end, no, you don't smoke anything, and it's not a pipe. The end is kind of like a drum with snake skin. I'll put that up to the camera so you can see how that works, right? And I've strung it with guitar strings because it didn't come with strings. And it goes over that stick, which connects to the drum part right there. And then the strings go down this, and you just tighten with your hand, like directly turning on it, like the tuning keys of a guitar. And the end is this nice, I don't know what it is, and I hope it's not ivory, but it's this nice looking handle. I really hope it's not ivory, and I really hope these knobs are not ivory, but they're very ornate, and that part right there, really, really hope it's not ivory. But you got me this, and it comes with a bow, and it's hand wound right there. There's the end of it. And I'm not that good at it because I just strung it up to put it on display in my place. But I will play for you. This is a concert now, and I'm going to play for you Ode to Phantom Lion. Well, that was probably annoying for all of you, but I have no fucking idea how to play this thing. And apparently, Afghanis don't make instructional videos on their traditional instruments, such as the tro, in order to teach people who use YouTube to learn these things. I'm not a violinist. This seems closer to a violin than anything else that I can think of. Yeah. I wish we could bring more information technology to the backwoods countries of the world, you know, without them, you know, trying to blow up cell phone towers and bomb schools that have the internet because it has access to Western knowledge. Because it's not just about us bringing knowledge to them. Sometimes, if you sat through that, you know that I need to learn how to play this before I show it off, but I can't. There's no instructional videos, so yeah. But I've got it strung, and it will be a nice conversation piece in the den on the wall. I'll try to hang it high so the little tykes don't get to it, because if I wasn't the one playing it, I would find it very annoying. Last night, my 40 days for footage contest came to a close. I had someone tell me that they were going to be the third contestant in the contest, but he was not feeling good and he decided to sleep in. So he didn't do it. And all I had to tell him was, all it requires for evil to, succeed in this world, is all that's needed is for good men to do nothing. And I have no idea where I heard that quote, but it sounds really fucking good right now. But I did get 2 contestants, and I will announce them Friday and probably mail off boxes on Saturday to them. So I tested my Droid phone. This is one of the other things that I brought as a conversation piece. I was going to buy a iPod or some knockoff of an iPod so that I could use it for tunes while I was taking walks, and put my camera in my backpack, camera that you guys are watching me through, not the camera here, because that's an HD camera right there. So I was going to put that in my backpack and just take some walks, do some walking like I did in Louisiana. And I gave my MP3 player to someone because I couldn't figure out how to turn the volume up, and then they, 14-year-old girl shows me that you have to hold this one button down for longer than I would have figured to, because it's just not fucking intuitive. So I gave it away. And then I look on eBay, and see, I'd sniped that thing for like $10. Now I look on eBay and it's like all the prices are way higher, like $40. I was really not wanting to buy one when I just got one for way cheaper. And now I found that my Droid phone works as a MP3 player and also as a streaming radio thing. And I've been doing the Pandora radio on it, and I'm going to try the Slacker radio and the Last FM and see if they're any better. But it's kind of annoying on Pandora that they only let you skip 6 times in an hour, and they try to create a radio station for you, and the pre-roll ad on it wasn't that annoying because there was only one ad, but I don't know, not being able to skip after the 6th time, because sometimes they get it wrong 6 times in a row, and then for a whole hour you can't listen to any music on that station that they created for you if you want to skip, if you want to skip past the bad ones. So you have to back out of that station and create a new station in order to get your veto powers back. So I might just load this thing with all of my MP3s, because I've got like 32 gig on board on it, But I tested it out for just playing music without the screen on, And after 3.5 hours, I actually just wanted to play Angry Birds again, so I stopped my own trial. But it lasted 3.5 hours playing music without losing more than half of its power, so it'll get me through any walk that I'm going to do. So that's going to save me some money, because I don't have to buy an MP3 player now. On a more personal note, it is now week 3 of my brother's latest semester. This is his capstone semester for his bachelor's degree, and I'm doing a lot around his home to help him out, you know, with his responsibilities at home so that he can finish up his classes. And I think there are some people that have made comments on my videos that don't understand what I am doing, and they don't understand that someone can take off from their own life to go help out someone in their family for a little while. And this is something that it's not alien to me, because, you know, for the year before my sister died, you know, everyone took off from their lives to go be with her, because we knew she was dying of cancer. So it's not that much more of a stretch for me to, you know, say, okay, my brother had a lot of problems when he was married in keeping his classes going. He had to drop a lot of classes because of a lot of drama in his life, and so here I am to, you know, help him get through these classes, that now that he's going through a divorce that's about to be final, and he, you know, when he's got his kids, it's very hard for him to study. And, you know, it's just this semester now, because he loaded it with the classes that he needs to graduate. And this is week 3, and so far I've gotten sick twice, because they go to school and they get sick, and then they come home and they sneeze on me without covering their hands. I've puked a little in my mouth twice because of particularly shitty diapers. Funny note there, one was so stinky that I had to tie it in a plastic bag before putting it in the trash, and the plastic bag that I put it in, I actually got from shopping at a family Christian store. So that was kind of fun for me. But yeah, hopefully you guys have family members that help each other out in ways that, you know, if critical people look at them and say, hey, you know, you guys are strange for helping each other out that way, they just fucking ignore it, you know. Right after this semester is done, I do have other plans with my life that, you know, I think I will be getting on a contract for working at a power plant just south of where my brother lives. And I've had people belittle me for not being employed at the moment, but it's like water off my back, you know. It really is, because there are more important things than me just keeping a steady, employed every day, no absences fucking life, you know. I did that for about 12 years of my life, and I had things come up that showed me that, you know, you're not on this planet to work for someone else. Really. You are on this planet for reasons that you make yourself, and hopefully everyone else will come to this point where they realize that working yourself to the bone and making sure that everyone else around you works themselves to the bone, and everybody working, you know, is not the point of life. Yeah. So, tonight something happened where I was looking for some educational programming for these children, and I came across this video on Netflix. It was called Dragons or Dinosaurs. And of course, when the younger one sees the word dinosaur when I say it, you know, and he sees dinosaur bones, like the cover of Jurassic Park's DVD, you know, he jumps up and says, "Dinosaurs! I want the dinosaurs!" You know, and I said, okay, we'll check it out. And it turns out it was made by the same people who run the Creation Museum. And, yeah, it had ham all over it. It was so fucking fail. You can find it on Netflix right now on the instant streaming. It's Dragons or Dinosaurs. And in it, they basically make the assertion that because a whole bunch of cultures all around the planet have stories about dragons, then dinosaurs must have lived with humans. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend pwning this video though, because the Creation Museum might be DMCA happy, whether or not you can pull off the defense of being fair use. They are probably not very high on criticism of their beliefs. But that said, in it, I think it's really funny that every time someone talks about a dragon myth from some place on the planet, they cut to a shot of a dinosaur from the Creation Museum. You know, the life-size models that they have in there, to try to make that connection in your mind that whenever anyone said dragon in the past, they actually meant dinosaur. You know, and people knew about these dinosaurs because people saw them. There was a Native American story about a thunderbird in this movie, and they tried to make the connection between a thunderbird and a pterodon, like a pterodactyl, a pterodon. And they said, well, obviously something that big would need, you know, very high, hard wind gusts to be able to fly. So the reason why the Native Americans had this thunderbird was because whenever lightning storms with very high winds, whenever thunderstorms rolled through, these pterodons were using the thunderstorms to fly because that's what they needed. And so that's proof that people were alive at the same time as dinosaurs. It's a completely retarded movie, but find it on Netflix and watch it yourself. It's good for a laugh when you're intelligent enough to see it for the bullshit that it is. So now finally at the end, I guess we'll talk about Aldous Valor. Lately he's been a little pissy. And I just wanted to say that I understand why he's been pissy, because for a while I was on a roll with my video making where I I didn't feel like my creativity was being stifled, but I put out a lot of my original material, and then I started responding to other people's original material. See, there's the original creator of some statement on YouTube, and then there's, you know, people who respond to it, and then responses to that response, and it's easy to get caught up in that, and then after a while you realize that, you know, you've spent a bit of time doing something that you really wish you had spent that time doing your original works. So, in keeping with that, the very next video that I make on my channel will be a road sign of religious stupidity, because that is the series that I like to do. Yeah. And I've been caught up in replying to drama, and it's not really an aversion to drama itself. It's the fact that I'm not concentrating on my own projects, and I feel like responding to other people gets in the way. And this is what I'm getting from Aldous, is that, you know, his channel is his channel, and people think that he owes them something for, you know, making videos in a certain way, you know, and he doesn't. And I get that, you know. Your channel is your channel. So, last thing I want to say, Arsenic Cigarettes did not go to Crazy to the Core's place. She had some problems with transportation, and so she did not affix the genital piercing that I purchased for Crazy to the Core. And I have a coupon for this service, and we all know that I'm good for the rest of it, but people have said, no, this looks more like a cock ring than a genital piercing. And I just wanted to show that the way it works is you pick one of these gauges on the outside, and you unscrew that one, and it leaves the hole so that you can rescrew it in on the inside. So whatever kind of hole starts developing in your love hammer, you can adapt to it to plug that hole and hold the awesome genital piercing in place. Or at least that's the way I figure it works. So yeah, Crazy to the Core, James, don't think you've gotten out of this just yet. You don't live too far away from her, and she's bound to be going by your place one of these days. And I have a coupon, and I intend to use my coupon. That's it for this round.